I forget. Hi, everybody. So yes, we are going to start tonight with an amazing testimonials of some of you. We try to reach as many new players as possible because, we want to hear from the new players. And so we gathered some beautiful videos, and we also have some amazing written testimonials. And we even have a blog post by one of you. And then at the end of the night, we'll also go very quickly into the new game that we downloaded, which is called Entrained into All Possibilities. And so those of you who know us, we founded the appreciation game. It came as a download during a walking meditation at a Dr. Joe retreat. And when I was given the download, I had no clue what I had to do. I just knew that I had to do something with it. And actually what happened was that I tried to do it from my mind. I tried to create a PowerPoint, and I had even, I was talking to friends about it. I had PowerPoints, and I literally got stuck. And when I started, I surrendered it, and then I got the next download, which was you're gonna create it with Ellen. And Ellen was somebody I met at the retreat. I didn't know her that well. I didn't know anything about her background. I had no clue what her skill set was, but I just told her, you know what, I had a download that I have to work with you. It's like an instruction. And she felt into her heart. She said, yeah, that feels right. And it was just bizarre. And we basically didn't even know what we were going to do. We started organizing events, which we will pick up again. So basically dinner events. We wanted to create movie events as well and get-togethers. And then this game came as an experiment, as a pilot. And now we're like, I don't even know how many games we played, but all we do is we basically work on downloads. And that's also what we teach people to do, because we now understand that when you are downloading, you're actually tuned into guidance that actually leads you into the most joyful path to manifestation. And when you do not listen to the downloads, you're actually trying to figure it out with your mind, which is a lot of the programs that we run. And you get into a lot of efforting, you get into a lot of trying to overthink it. And there's a loss of creativity and guidance when you are operating from your mind. And so sometimes this is why we're a little bit disorganized, because we're always waiting for the downloads. Like I can literally not create something from my mind. And those of you who know me, I've studied everything. So I could literally create 1,000 programs, but it doesn't make any sense because I would get lost. I just need something else to guide me. And the next game, so those of you who listened to the sales webinar of I Am All Possibilities, you know that there was a lot of synchronicity involved, was a lot of synchronicity after synchronicity, that we had to look at the impossible. We had to look beyond what we thought was possible. So Ellen and I, and even players in our game, started manifesting I am impossible, believe in the impossible. Everything is possible. So we were like getting that so often in our face that we were thinking, wow, we need to do something with this. And we've been playing with that theme for a month now. And so the next theme is entraining yourself into all possibilities. And so we're very excited. So yeah, Ellen, what did you learn from the I Am All Possibilities game?
What did I learn? Well, I was just, as usual, inspired by all the players. I don't think there's a specific thing I learned because I already knew that everything is possible, but it's just like getting deeper and deeper every time you, the more you work with it, the more you actually sort of integrate it into yourself, because often it's just sort of a concept rather than embodying it. I think that's the biggest thing for me this month. The last month was embodying it, actually becoming it, rather than conceptually knowing it or thinking, yeah, everything is possible, but still kind of being like, no, still hitting that glass ceiling or the limits.
Yeah. Well, if there ever was a glass ceiling that we can hit this month, we will probably eradicate it because of the downloads that I've been getting to work with chapter 4 of Science of Getting Rich. Those of you who've seen my little Facebook live of 2 minutes today, or you basically, it's entraining yourself into the quantum field of all possibilities, which is chapter 4 of Science of Getting Rich, but also which is what Abraham Hicks calls the vortex. So stay tuned, listen to some of the testimonials, and then see how you can inspire yourself about the next game. So we're going to start with the testimonials, and then we're going to have a really brief outline about the up and coming game. The taster workshop I'll probably run Thursday morning, a very short taster workshop. And then we'll talk about the Law of Vibration Study Club, which is amazing. Like, people are like, wow, it's mind-blowing, the mastermind that we're running. And we're going to talk about our app. So Ellen, what is the basics of the appreciation game? Most people that talk to me are always so scared of the amount of time, and they really are very committed. They say, Angelique, I don't know what I can commit. What is the appreciation game? How much time do I need?
I think we have generally two types of players. We have the people who do the basics only, and we have the players who are all in and do everything. The basics, so what we say you have to do, what we hold you accountable to do, because we know that if you don't do this, you're not getting the value from the game, so you won't be getting results. So that's why you're going to play with us, is because you want results. So you appreciate 3 times a day. You can do this on pen and paper. You can do this on your notes app on your phone, or you can use our own very own app, with which you appreciate. So that's the one that's actually ours. So you appreciate, like, for example, morning, afternoon, and evening, and then you log your set points, so the way you feel before you appreciate and how you feel after you appreciate. So, for example, before you're feeling guilty or ashamed, and afterwards you're feeling courageous because you feel like, I can do this. So then you log that, so that over time you can look back and see, wow, look at where I came from, and how much I've shifted over these last month or months, or year maybe even. And then we ask you to post in the group once a day, because you can appreciate 3 times a day, but we still won't know if you're doing it. But if you post in the group, we know you're active and we know you're doing the work. It also creates this, it adds to the group energy that we create. So Angelique and I set a morphogenetic field, but everyone in the group adds to it, and it's continuously growing. So you're adding to that group, to that field as well, and you're also preferably reading other people's posts as well, but that's not mandatory.
I just want to show them how they can shift, how they can see how they shift, you know, basically.
And the people who do more than the basics, they read other people's posts, they comment on each other's posts, they're really supporting each other, and they actually realize that when you support others, when you comment on others' posts, actually that's maybe even more valuable for you than posting yourself. And yeah, there's daily tasks in the appreciation game, which are optional again. These are for the other group of players. And some players really want to do all these daily tasks and teachings and all that good stuff.
So this is a chart from the appreciation game app. So basically you can see how over time I went from mainly being acceptance, how then I raised my vibration, how I went into what I would call a crisis. You know, I could actually find out which date that was, and I could even find out, you know, really, because I was so low, I just wanted to be honest, I wasn't feeling good, I was feeling guilt. And then I could, after appreciation, I could go to willingness. And then, you know, and then I became more and more critical of myself, and I started really not going into the high vibrations. I just started with courage, which was like I was taking responsibility, and I wasn't feeling that good. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on with me. You know, even, you know, all of us had our crisis, and I had to be honest. So, but what I did notice is that every time I appreciated, I would go up, you know, and that's what everybody notices, is that when you appreciate, you will always go up. And as you train that into your awareness, you start to get more and more, I would call, you know, a higher level of consciousness. And the David Hawkins scale of consciousness is something that we will explain. We have videos about it, and you can read up on it. And basically, very often we are living in trance states. Maybe it's like we think it's us, but we're actually in a trance state of, for instance, feeling anger or feeling shame or guilt or feeling fear about certain areas of our life, or feeling desire, meaning you want something, but you don't feel you can have it. You don't even feel worthy of it. You don't feel that what you want wants you. So a lot of people are living in very low levels of consciousness, which are not conducive to actually creating their best life. And the appreciation game app is helping us, just like in the appreciation game. It's just an addition. You don't have to use the app, but you can, is to actually track yourself every day. To, for instance, if you feel you want a great goal, like a great goal, desire, but you don't believe you can have it, you can track yourself. You can say in business, let's say you have a big goal. You want to hit like 5-figure, and then you just have to appreciate for 68 seconds. I am so grateful for my own business where I add value to many. So notice that if you do not write for 68 seconds, it will not allow you to stop. I love my clients in my vortex and they love me, and what we create is amazing. Everybody benefits from my downloads and my company services. I allow myself to be creative and love the work that I was born to do. All is well and all my clients benefit from my work. So imagine that you can, so basically, let's say you were not feeling really good and you write this out, you know, it's for sure what's going to happen is you're going to feel better. And then after that, you're not going to feel desire anymore. You're going to probably feel a bit better. So we would say you might probably feel like willingness. So meaning you are willing to accept everything that comes your way, the good and the bad. And then, you know, you will have saved it here. And then over time, what you can do is as you start to manifest things, you can say, I manifested this and this and this, and then you can track all your manifestations. So, and then, you know, after a while, you can see what's going on, you know, where are you most and how have you been, how have you shifted every day? So you see today, I shifted quite a lot, and you can see every day that you shifted from desire to willingness. So our app is amazing. Our app developer, Byron, is amazing. Thank you, Byron, for all the amazing stuff you do. But more and more is to come. So this is just one of the ways that you can track, because, you know, Ellen, it's all about tracking, right? It's all about you proving to yourself that actually when you change something in the way you are looking at reality, that your levels of consciousness change. And what happens is, because you do it 3 times a day, and you also have to post in our game. This is our game. So this is our game section. So we are now in I Am All Possibilities, because you have the accountability to post at least 5 times a week. What will happen is, because you are posting 5 times a week, you're going to be reminded over and over again of what you're doing. And everybody is sharing their stories. You see people being like one-liners, you see people posting videos, and what you're going to be reminded of is like, oh my gosh, you know, these people are getting results. This person in the beginning of the game was suicidal. Second week, they're like, they seem a bit different. Third week, they're like, wow, they are different. And fourth week, like, what happened to that person? And so when you see other people change and shift, you're going to look at yourself and say, wow, if they can do it, I can do it. And so this is what we want to show you, all the amazing things that are happening with our players. And so, yeah, so hopefully you'll know now how the game works. And yeah, so I just want to say, we've had people who only post once a day, like 1 sentence, but they were appreciating, for instance, all the time. Like they were on the road, they were just writing. Like some of our players, they had to be like a chauffeur for their kids, or they were on the road a lot. And instead of being in like a trance on the road or worrying about the day, they started appreciating and they started manifesting things. So one of our players was in California, and before he played the game, he had 0 revenue. And he was in our game for 1 month, and he went from 0 to 14K revenue and 8K profit, I believe. And that was like that was just one player. We've had other players have 5-figure, 6-figure revenues. Other players had like record months. Other players had lots of old clients, new clients coming to them out of nowhere. You know, so it's really, we want you to know, it's not just business. So many things can shift when you play this game.
If there is something that you desire and it's not coming to you, it always means the same thing. You are not a vibrational match to your own desire. Abraham Hicks. That's what we're doing in the game. We're becoming this vibrational match to the desire.
Yeah, so basically the vibrational match teaching is what every teacher teaches. But the thing is like a lot of people go to a resort or to a retreat or go to a workshop. And like, you know, Tony Robbins had the amazing virtual UPW just this weekend, right? Everybody is on a high. Or we go to a Dr. Joe retreat, like, or Dr. Joe organizes something, or you follow something on the internet, and then you go back into your real life. And what happens? You start to lose focus. You go back to your old self. And what we try to do is, Ellen and I knew this. We were like, well, you know, we have to maintain that momentum, and we have to maintain it in a way that's really easy, so that it's not like a huge amount of work, but you can do it during the day. And that you build a community around it that's fun, and that you have enough interactivity so that people really want to keep up doing the work. And that's what we created. So we want to
look at— That's
look
actually one of my favorite
yeah.
testimonials from people, is when they say it was being in the appreciation game is like being at a retreat, but then in your daily life. Because that's what we all spend that money on, is being in the retreat, but they're actually in the retreat in their own life. And so they're having the benefits of both, but they're also actually getting the triggers from their real life, so they're able to implement it immediately.
Absolutely. Yeah, because of course there's a benefit of being away from your environment, but actually we know that the real work is when we're in our environment. We're with our colleagues, we're with our clients, we're with our spreadsheets, we're with the children, the parents, the neighbors, you know, and all the pressures of life. So there is no escaping to who you are. So you have to become the true you while you're in our game. And we make it a game. That's why it's fun. So we want to talk about manifestations of players in relationships. So very often they see their children and husband changing. You see their family changing because they're changing. They see their colleagues changing because they're changing. They see neighbors changing because they're changing. We've had some really funny, interesting anecdotes of people doing energy work with their neighbors, and these neighbors changing. And we see strangers changing because people are changing.
And people actually say, I literally have or it feels like I have a completely different family.
Yeah.
It's not like, they're like, this is not the family I had before at all.
A complete different husband.
Yeah, like.
And it's because they were in our game and they started realizing, oh my gosh, I was a victim. I've been a victim. I've been blaming people that I love for my unhappiness, and I'm not going to do that anymore. I can change this. And this is really what everybody is starting to realize, that they have the power. They cannot blame anybody, not even your boss, not even the government, not even your astrology for something is going on. Even with all the transits, and we believe that astrology affects us, we still want to empower you to create your reality despite astrology, despite Pluto and Chiron and Venus retrograde, right? So, but most of all, what we also see is that a lot of manifestations are happening in business. And actually, that is one of the easiest ways I find. I don't know whether you think so, Ellen. I find a lot of people it's easier for them to turn around their business because it feels like they're less attached or something in business. So we've had a lot of players manifest lots of good stuff going on in their business because I think they're less triggered. So we had people have ideal new clients coming from nowhere after they visualized it, or after they wrote about it, after they thought about it, or after they appreciated the clients after many years of not appreciating the clients, actually thinking really negatively about themselves and about the business and about the clients, blaming the business, right? Blaming themselves. And because we teach appreciation, they had to appreciate clients before they came. They had to appreciate themselves. They had to appreciate their business before it became better. And then things turned around. We had a lot of people in some of our games that a lot of old clients suddenly came back. like out of nowhere, because they started appreciating clients, and all these old people started picking it up, coming back, but also new clients. Even in lockdown, we've had people had record amounts hitting milestones that they never hit before, even when they couldn't leave their house. What is also happening is that something we teach is like, get out of the program, get out of your mind. Your mind doesn't have, of course, some of you might be super geniuses and there is not even like a distinction between your mind and the downloads, but mostly those of you who want to innovate and who want to create a complete different something that is like an exponential gain in your business or in your life, there's something that has to do with downloads, because in your mind you are stuck. And what we believe is where you really are guided is when you start trusting the downloads. And we actually teach people how that works and how easy it is to access it, and how to recognize when it's not your downloads, but it's your fear talking or your mind talking you out of possibility, and when to trust it and how to take action. And also, a lot of people have created new opportunities, new business lines, trusting their downloads and following their highest excitement and guidance. So that's what's been happening with our players. So, but we want to explain to you some of the things that have been happening. So some of our players have played with us during lockdown, when it just started happening. And all of us, you know, this is like, where were you with 9/11? We can actually ask you, where were you with lockdown, right? And you might remember that a lot of us were really, you know, including me, we were ridden with fear. Fear was, so a lot of people had to shut down their business, couldn't see clients face to face. So some of the testimonies that you will see is because of the people joining us when there was lockdown. So we were in crisis collectively, and some people lost their businesses. So some of the testimonials that you'll see is all about lockdown, all about things completely shutting down and shifting. And so when you hear people talk about fear, this is not their normal mode. They're not normally in fear. They are in fear because a lot of uncertainty was going on, and they were being affected by what was going on in the collective. So I want you to bear that in mind, that these people were getting the results during the biggest crisis that we were all facing right now. Yeah. So we have people talking about themselves. We have people talking about their business. We have talking about their relationships. We have people talking about fun manifestations. We have people talking about some really big shifts. So we just want you to listen. Matthias is an amazing hypnotherapist in Germany. He's just an amazing genius. We know him from the Dr. Joe community. Let's hear what Matthias has to say.
So I've completed the second game of the Conscious World Club, and I want to give a short testimonial about it and also tell a little bit about what shifted within me. Before I started the first game, I was really in deep fear, especially regarding my business. And working with this group really helped me to overcome this fear and getting more and more into a state of courageousness and trust. I mean, I had this fear even though I was meditating every morning, and I had some tools, but it was really difficult to get out of this fear during the day, and also at night. I was waking up with fear at night and couldn't sleep, and woke up in the morning with fear. So when I started the first game together with this group, I could really feel the shift, that I was suddenly able, even though I had this fear, I was suddenly able to get into courageousness and to face the fear, and to stick with the program much better than before. And the tools that I used was, on the one hand, I was using the appreciation app and the appreciation tool, and on the other hand, I was doing a lot of releasing work. And I would say the biggest gain that I got from this group was really to have a group of people that is really committed. I mean, I was doing a lot of work before also, but if you are doing it alone, it's much more difficult to get your mind out of, to get your mind believe in what you are doing. And doing it with a group and reading the posts and knowing that I am doing this together with a group of people that is really committed, I felt that it's so much easier to convince the mind, to convince the body that the goal that I'm going for and the things that I'm doing, that this is real, that 5D is real, you know. One thing is to sit down and really try to do the work. And the other thing is really getting your body and the mind convinced that what you are doing is real. So I would say the biggest benefit that I got from these 2 games was that I had this group and I knew everybody's committed. I could read it in the posts, and I would even say reading the posts, just reading the posts and liking the posts, commenting the posts, seeing my own posts liked by other committed people was the biggest benefit that I got from this game. It's really like I mean, normally if you live in this 3D reality, surrounded by 3D people, it's so difficult to always pull yourself out. But working with this group is just opening the computer, seeing the posts, seeing the faces, seeing also the switches of the other people, and it's so much easier to then move into higher states of consciousness like courageousness, acceptance, and even love and peace. So I'm really grateful, and I can recommend those games or the Conscious World Club for everybody who wants to be really serious and knows the tools, but feels like, oh, it's so difficult to stick with it. I can really recommend it, and I'm really grateful for this support.
I feel so much love for our players because, you know, we think here tell you that life is easy. You know, actually, a lot of us have had really difficult times, including me. A lot of transformation has happened also in my own personal life, a lot of challenges. And, you know, and I speak about it openly because that's the generation of, you know, coaches that I'm with. And every player, you know, Ellen and I and all of you who are in the game, you've seen each other transform. And so you feel, you know, that what they're talking about is real because we were all affected by the lockdown. And I think a lot of the people who are here, we're coaches, we're healers, we're therapists. We are actually really, really sensitive. And a lot of us were really struggling. And I think even the ones that weren't struggling, they were struggling maybe in their business, not so much having panic attacks, but they were really seeing their business go like this. And when they were joining the game, they really started feeling that, no, I remember again that I can create. I do not go into my fear. And so Rune is one of the people I told Ellen, he completely inspires me because Rune is a coach himself. He's he can teach you about Tantra. He can teach you about, you know, several modalities of coaching. But Rune, just like all of us coaches, we need a community as well. We need support. But what I love about Rune is he actually applied every tool we taught about, every tool we shared, he applies it. And he did it from day one with so much joie de vivre. And the one thing I can say that everybody who was in the game, we don't recognize Rune. We were like, who is Rune now? Like, and it's so, like Rune literally transformed into somebody who I would say was maybe not knowing where he was. He became himself. He just suddenly shifted into who he really was because, and you know, this is why I'm so inspired by Rune, because, you know, even though I'm downloading the stuff, I'm not always applying the tools because I'm too busy. I'm too busy downloading and creating PowerPoints, and Rune is just living it, you know. So Rune, you really inspire me. So let's hear what Rune has to say.
Hi, this is Rune from Norway, and I just want to thank Angelique and Ellen for this game. I am now in the end of the second game for me. And since I started this game, the first month was spectacularly, really good. But strange as it sounds, this is even better, because now I'm not just happy. Now I have kind of an inner peace. I'm more sure, and right now I don't even care if I manifest anything. But why should I manifest when I got inner peace, I got joy, I got love? And we always manifest. And what's the best about the game? It's the accountability, the teachings, the videos, the meetings, and of course all the other extras, the extra teachings, the extra courses you get to know about, and you can also join if you want to, and you pick what's right for you. And the best thing for me is actually been the community, the accountability, and the teachings, and teachings that I actually know from before and in my head, but I also know a lot in my body, like yoga and breathing and stuff like that. That's not in that game, but I was in a yoga retreat this last week. So that's why I didn't do the last week that's actually needed to do. I will do it, but I can do it later on. It's the scripting, because the scripting is also, I know it's good for me, because then I can write my story of what do I really want. Because do we actually know what we really want? I didn't. But I know I wanted peace and love inside myself before anything else. That I know, but I didn't before I started. So thank you, Angelique and Ellen, for oh yeah, the best about the last month is and thank you for starting to use that, the flamingo and the tissue. If you're not coming from the flamingo, you are in the tissue state, and that's not the place to be. I've been there, done that, finish with it. And when I'm going there again, please remind me. Please call me out, because if we and we probably are, everyone going there sometimes, because it's hilarious fun times. Actually, I feel it's hilarious fun times, and I actually mean it.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you. And what we actually do is, like, I want to show you something, because where I am right now, outside where I live, it's my garden, but I'm not owning the garden, so I'm not doing that. But you can say this is what we've been doing. We've been cutting old thing that's been growing too tall, so we have to cut it out again. It's kind of what the whole process. Yes, that's an old TV. It actually used to be mine many years ago. And yes, and here in the garden, some people had some party yesterday, so it's a lot of, you can see it, furniture laying down there to be taken care of later on. It's not my work, so I'm not doing that. I don't know why I told you that. Yes, what I'm telling you is, like, we build up thing, we rip up thing, and something needs to go out to come in, and we all need to take care of all our shit and get it out, and just say that, yeah, we can do that. And yes, I know I can do that, because now I have inner peace. I love myself. I can actually say I love myself, because I do. And we'll see. I'll see you next month, I hope. Love you. Bye.
We love you, Runa. I mean, I always love it when Runa says, I love myself. I think you should create several videos of I love myself songs, Runa. I think that's your mission in life. So let's go to a fun testimonial of one of my amazing flamingo brothers, and Flores joined our game and then started creating lots and lots of clients. Like he had you know, of course, with the lockdown, everybody was really worried about clients, but actually Flores completely, because he started surrendering and he started appreciating, he started, you know, seeing that, you know, why would you worry if you can appreciate? And because of that, he immediately just started, instead of one client a week, he started having like 6 clients a week coming to him with proposals. And he was just texting me today and he said like a 6-figure, you know, 5-figure month, which is a record. And, you know, and he's now so inspired. He's like starting a podcast and he's like becoming more and more creative. And I always knew that he had more in him. So let's hear it from him himself.
Hey guys, I've been playing my second month of the appreciation game, and if you're in doubt if you should join this fabulous program, I would say stop doubting, because it's the best thing I've ever done. And I've done some courses in my life, and it's not even a course, it's a fun community. It's stuffed with wisdom and information. It's very supportive, and it will give you more than you can handle, if that's what is in your vortex. For me, my business has been thriving like never before in the past 2 months. I've been getting the most amazing clients. I've also learned to detach myself more from my emotions, which helps me so much to better focus and create. And I think, just give it a try. That's the best thing you can do, and you won't be disappointed. I can guarantee you. Bye-bye.
We love you, Flores. We love your results. And actually, a lot of our multiple time players, they're actually creating a lot of abundance. And because what's going on is, you know, and this is the thing, what you will only understand when you play with us, is that we have habits of being that actually create a lot of suffering. And when you start to play with us, you get out of these habits because you need to do it every day, and you need to do it in an accountability setting, but in a fun way that's not like making you feel overwhelmed. And but some people come for the game because they just want to be in a community. Ilse is one of them. Ilse came through us via another game that is, you know, initiated by some of our peer Theta Healer teachers and amazing coaches Boyan and Nicole, and Ilse felt inspired to join us.
Good evening, my name is Ilse Greep and I'm from Belgium. And a couple of weeks ago, I did the Quantum Manifesting with Boyan and Nicole, and there I met Angelique and Ellen. And after the Quantum Manifesting, they introduced the appreciation game. And for me, it was a logical next step to do, to sign in for the game. And yeah, it was very interesting the past 4 weeks. How is the game different from anything else? I think the strength of the group. I think it's so nice and so powerful, and it gives a lot of confidence and peace to share your events, your stories with the group. It is so nice to read also other stories and other events, because you learn a lot, and I am a person who is open for new things, new materials, new stories. So it's so nice to share, to read, and yeah, sometimes it's very busy and it's chaotic here, but it helped to be part of the game, because it was always a moment that I could give to myself to read and to see the videos. And I loved the videos from Angelique, from Ellen, from Abraham Hicks. They were so inspiring, so positive. So what did it help me shift? That is especially when there happened something in the past 4 weeks. Everything that happened, I stood still with the moment, and I looked at the moment, and I looked at all the positive things. And I appreciated the positive things. My mind did not block the negative things, but my mind couldn't think of the negative things, or I stood not still with the negative things. So the big shift is to look only at the positive things, look only at the things that help me grow, that help me see only the good stuff. I have one big story, and it happened, I think, 2 weeks ago. We have a glass door here in our house, and I was in the morning with my children in the bathroom, and suddenly we heard a big bang, another big bang. So it was from, what's that? What happened? So I looked at the stairs to the floor downstairs because the door stood open, and I saw only glass on the floor. So the glass door was just broken out of nothing. So it was, there were holes in the wall, there were holes in the floor, not very big ones, but there were holes in there. And the first thing I thought about was, oh my God, my children were with me. They weren't downstairs. Nobody is wounded. There weren't any patients in the waiting room. So there was only material that was broken. So I was very relaxed. I was very in alignment. I just called my husband. I called the insurance, and everything will be okay. We are going to get the money for all the things we have to repair. So I was just very calm, and I saw only the good things. I saw that my children were with me. There were no patients in the waiting room, and that was a big shift for me. I stayed calm. So in the past 4 weeks, I especially grew in peace, confidence, and I love to share this with you guys, because that is for me a big step, and I looking forward to even grow more in it, and I believe every day more and more that I can be the creator of my own life. And I love writing my story, my dream. I love to be an actor and to act my future life. So I can only say that it did a lot of things, and also because the way that I am in evolution, that I change, I see it also with my husband. He changes too. He takes steps in his life. He makes choices that he didn't even think of. I think the last couple of months or weeks he was in fear, or he was in not in alignment. So I see, because I change, my husband is changing, and that is also so beautiful. We are now, I feel that we are on the same vibration, and that's so nice. That's so a nice feeling. So I'm inspired, and I'm looking forward to read more, to see more, and I can only say thank you, Angelique. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you for everything, and see you soon. Bye bye.
That's so beautiful. She's one of our players, and she comes from an outside community, because we have our own Dr. Joe community. And I want to explain, when she says, I don't look at the negative things, it's not that there are not negative things happening. It's that whatever happens, our players are taught, are training ourselves not to go into the 7 toxic ways of thinking. So Abraham Hicks says you're either analyzing into 7 toxic ways of thinking. They don't mention it, the 7 toxic ways, but that's what it is about. You're either analyzing or you're appreciating. And when you're appreciating, you're always in the receptive mode. And when you're in the receptive mode, it means you're always going to receive the benefit and the good things about a situation. And this is what our players are demonstrating, because a lot of them were in crisis. Some of them were traveling around, going from Airbnb to Airbnb to Airbnb. And they were like, this was happening in lockdown in the US. And some of them they were just appreciating everything that happened. Even when things happened that didn't go well, they would say, I'm appreciating this. Or, even some of them had a car accident. They would appreciate that they were alive. And you know what? And everything, basically, everything turned around. Like, even the things that seemed to be negative, they appreciated, surrendered, and a solution would show up. And so this is the thing, it's not that we're living in La La Land. We do not live in La La Land. We live in the real world here. But we believe that your level of consciousness, whether you're under 200 of the David Hawkins scale or above 200 of David Hawkins scale, is going to determine the outcome that is going to happen. That is going to happen in your relationships with the insurance company, with your clients, with your prospects, with your proposals, with the people that are trying to sue you. Yeah. So this is really about taking radical responsibility. Bella, do you have something to add about maybe what people mean with, I'm not really paying attention to the negative stuff? What is your take on it?
Paying attention to the negative stuff. Yeah, I don't think it's not paying attention to the negative stuff, because it would mean you're trying to avoid it, but it's just seeing it for what it is, and accepting it, and staying present, and seeing that it's not the end of the world. Because things happen, and it's just your state of being that counts. There's a couple of options how you can respond, but the most beneficial to the situation is for you to be peaceful. So to learn that is a great skill.
Yes. So this is one of the amazing surprises of one of our healer friends. And Miguel is a healer and one of the biggest teachers in London in the area of Reiki. And, he runs a lot of retreats. He runs a lot of classes. I think he has a huge community. I think with lockdown, he told us that he had like 200 people show up at his online Reiki classes or online Reiki healing circles. So he has trained a lot of people into levels of Reiki. He's been working really, really hard. He's now working on a new online program, which we will definitely interview him about, and we want to be in that online program. But yeah, Alan, maybe you can read Miguel's review.
Yeah, so time to game, or in other words, time to change. That resumed my very special experience at the appreciation game. During lockdown, I came across with a new game that was promising to bring a new perception in my life, and also a daily transformation during the 28 days game time. Yes, and it's a game as simple and as easy as a fun game that you play every day, and immediately the world around you starts to turn into a good feeling place. But how is that? The commitment in order to play is to appreciate what is within and around you 3 times a day. As simple as that, but for me, that little fun game turned into a new perception of myself and my world. This is a very well done program that includes an app and an accountability page where all the players can share their own insights and experiences day by day, which also turns into finding inspiration from the other players, support, and from the whole group. My first aha moment during the game is that I did not have a thought that I had to appreciate what is within me. For example, my body, my organs, my feet, which every day supports, carries, and gives direction to my whole body. Immediately after a few days in the game, I noticed how circumstances were changing around me just by the fact that I was appreciating my feet. After the 28 days playing the game, I'm a different person. Day by day, a new aha moment came, a new awareness, a new unexpected good experience, and the most lovely view of the mystery of life, or part of the benefits and insights. This is a full program, not just based in appreciation, but well supported by daily videos and materials related with law of attraction, spirituality, healing, as well as weekly online meetings and bonus classes every Sunday. Altogether creates such a lovely and meaningful experience. This game is so unique and different from anything else, from any other spiritual teachings, because the creator puts together the most powerful teachings in a fun game. It's easy to play, so simple, and the playfulness is the key to learn very deep studies in spirituality. And also in this game, simplicity is the key to transform your life. Angelique and Ellen are the creators of the appreciation game. They really create a unique approach to the most advanced teachings in life. And of course, you play along so easily, so you can notice the amount of love and passion that both are putting together in the game.
Thank you so much, Miguel. This is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's so precious because Miguel himself is a teacher himself, and he's creating a new online program. So you know, he will know, you know, everything about engaging people to actually change, to take them on a journey of transformation. Thank you so much, Miguel. We look forward to hearing about your game soon and to introducing it to our community. And this is one of our beautiful players. And we just want to warn you that everybody that starts interacting with us starts manifesting flamingos. Alina started manifesting flamingos within, like, I think 2 weeks. So Ellen, you want to give it a go?
Yeah. The opportunity to play the appreciation game showed up in a very challenging time of my life. I just moved back from a country I loved living in because the relationship between me and my husband was very delicate. He wanted to step out of the marriage for apparently no reason. It was so difficult for us to stay separated there with no help, so we returned home. I've been studying the law of attraction for 1 year. I knew the teachings, did some of the processes, but it still was hard to actually change something. I knew I needed some extra help to figure it out. And then the opportunity to play showed up. I didn't know what to expect, but I just surrendered. And I started to appreciate. And this changed a lot in me. I started seeing that I'm really blessed, that I really have a lot to appreciate. And I found more and more to appreciate about my life. This brought me a lot of peace. And also reading the players' posts every day gave me such beautiful energy. I felt as though I'm in a family, supported and loved. This helped me a lot to stay on track, a lot. I started to notice that I was becoming more calm, more often in alignment, and this improved the relationship with my husband. It actually turned around because we are together again and it's getting better and better. I still have moments of playing the victim, but now I immediately catch myself and know how to get out of it. I appreciate and forever am grateful to Angelique for inviting me and Ellen. You are both such an inspiration for me and I love you. Thank you.
We didn't bribe people to say that they love us. This happens. Yeah. So thank you, Alina. You inspire us. You know, we actually don't know what will happen when people join us, but you know, Ellen and I, you know, even if we, you know, this is like most of the people that say it, you know, that teach this stuff, you know, the reward itself is so, you know, so big. It's not even about the money anymore. So this is one of our beautiful players. This is her second game. She was introduced by another player. And we're so glad she joined because she lives in our country, Netherlands. So you give it a go.
I was in a moment of my life where I was stuck at work, dealing with stress, anxiety, and a bad work environment. A lot was expected of me, but little cooperation or guidance was given within my team. The lockdown started and things got even more stressful at work, and I thought of quitting my job, despite the economic uncertainty. Then I met the appreciation game, and that has been my lifesaver. I learned that I create my own reality, and because of that, I cannot keep acting as a victim. I've learned many different techniques to keep me aware of my thoughts and feelings and to help me come back to my center. I verified that when I'm in my center, my reality at work changes. Many situations have improved. I've been able to understand why some people, including myself, act the way they do. Therefore, I'm more understanding with my colleagues. This game is far better than having a therapist because it offers a wide range of techniques to empower the players to take active control of their lives. Sophia. Thank you,
Sophia.
Thank you, Angelique and Ellen, for creating this wonderful game. Playing for 2 months now helped me yet again to realize how powerful I and we all are. I thought I had known it before, but the great content and teaching of steps to raise your own vibration helped me to incorporate it deeper into my conscious and, very important, subconscious mind. Life is flowing much more easily, and I'm spending a lot less time trying to change things with my analytical mind. Instead, I raise my vibration by appreciating, and now know being selfish about my own happiness is not wrong. It's actually the only way to expand into more joy in this vibrational universe. In the first game, I manifested the money to fulfill a huge desire for me, having enough money to get a motorcycle and pay the riding lessons. It's done. My beautiful motorbike now has its place in the garage. And it's not just any motorbike, it's exactly the one I wanted, and it showed up at a dealer just 50 minutes drive from where I live. There's no dealer of this brand in the closer area, but apparently the universe knows how to work its magic, and the exact bike I had laid my eyes on was just traded in at the dealer 50 minutes away from my home. I bought it right away without test riding it. It had 1,400 kilometers on it, and 14 is my favorite number. My bike and me are already best friends, and I've manifested it even before finishing my riding lessons. Appreciation is powerful, and playing the game helped me to find a new level of letting go, trusting the universe, and allowing my dreams to come true.
Wow, that's so much fun, right?
Yeah.
Natalie had some really fun manifestations. We were just blown away by what she was manifesting.
Yeah. When we started the game, I was in a state of fear and anxious due to some health conditions and the fact that my customers stopped our projects due to the corona crisis. Due to the accountability to appreciate at least 3 times a day, I did it even more in the beginning, my energy of fear changed very quickly into a positive energy. I didn't do it by myself without the game. The game and the energy of the group kept me doing it every day. I love reading all the posts from the other players. During the game, other magical things were happening. We did a lot of Ho'oponopono, and we started the book of positive aspects. With the Ho'oponopono, I shifted the relationship with my sister. Usually the phone calls with her are very difficult. Since I wrote down the positive aspects about her, the quality of her conversations has changed very positively. I now like to talk on the phone with her. 3 weeks ago, this would have been unimaginable. I had another amazing manifestation. One of my intentions of my best case scenario is being abundant. Last Saturday, I was 100% sure that I will be financially free in the future. Only 1 day later, I got an unexpected paycheck from 100 euros, and out of the blue, I had a payment from 1,000 euros on my bank account from someone who owes me 500 euros for years. Honestly, I never expected that money back, but she paid me even 500 euros more to apologize. That was really out of the blue, and for me, a clear sign from the universe that the way to abundance started already. That same day, I picked the tarot card, the Goddess of Abundance. I really love the game, the energy of the group, and the amazing content we get. Angelique and Ellen put so much love and work into that game. Through you, I get to know great methods and teachers. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the effort you put into this game every day. You both are amazing. I love you. Everyone loves you.
No, I don't understand why do people put in bonus I love you? It's not even, that's not normal, right?
In our world, it's normal.
But you know that, remember Alan and I, we had an archetypal consultation with our archetypal healer, Daniel Brown. And when he actually did the archetypal project for basically looking at the archetype of our company, the culture, our brand, our ideal clients, you know what he said about our culture? We said, it's the lover. Our culture is love. That's the culture we want, love and fun and nothing else. And that was like, we were so, Alan and I would sometimes have to think about archetype, which archetype? But when he said culture, we're like, love is the culture. That is the culture. So It's such an amazing testimonial. And so, yeah, so now we have way more testimonials, but we want to see whether maybe there are some players here that would love to give, you know, a live testimonial, that would like to, you know, raise their hands. You know, if you want to, feel free to unmute yourself. And you know, some people are shy to make a video, but some people feel, you know, maybe they want to say something. If you want to add something, feel free to do so. I see Victoria here. I love Victoria's live testimonials. We have your written testimonial, but if you want to give a live testimony, you can do that, Victoria. But it's not required. We don't want to put you on a spot. Some of you, you know, might be half naked in the gym somewhere, so we don't want to put you on the spot. So anyways, no pressure. We want to talk about the new game. Runa, is that you raising your hand? You want to say something more? You want to unmute yourself? Hi, Runa.
Yes, I can. Hi.
And Gabriella.
Hi, Gabriella.
Hi, Runa.
I just want to say I love you, and that's the best part of it all, because what can we do? We're not loving ourselves and everyone else, including our enemies. That's one of the biggest teaching I learned. So go in the game and appreciate and learn to love yourself, because amazing things will happen. And yes, it will. I just want to say that this is not fair. It's not yes, it's a fairy tale, but we are the story writers. So yeah, I just want to say that. And then I give the word over to Gabriella, who's out walking again. Enjoy.
Thank you, Runa.
Thank you, Runa.
Oh, Runa.
We
Oh.
really think that Runa's body has been taken over by another person. It just
Yeah.
it's a different person. Sorry. We love you, Runa. We know that you just transitioned from here to here.
The fun thing, Angelique, I always thought I was representing that outside myself. Do you know what I mean? Because I didn't see my blocks. I didn't see what people interpreted from the way I was. Yeah, I didn't see
we
that.
think we're this, but that's just not true. When we're in these lower levels of consciousness and we're creating a lot of suffering, it isn't us. It is a trance, you know. Wake up, all of you who are in victim mode. It's not who you are. And you're ruining your life thinking that's who you are. You have to realize that we can wake up and become this. And we need accountability. We need a system. We need a tribe sometimes, because doing it by yourself is really hard, because sometimes we need to see other people struggle to get from here to here, to actually wake up. And, you know, even I need it. And I need to tell myself, who am I listening to? Which voice am I listening to? So, hi, Gabriella.
Hi. So I've been in all of the games so far, and I've been in a mastermind with you, Angelique. So I've known you for many years. Many years. Yeah, amazing. My soul sister. And Ellen is my soul sister too. I know that. And for me, I was always grateful, but appreciation is very different to being grateful. You know, I had a gratitude journal and I did all of that. But what I have learned through the appreciation game is appreciating me, and not just appreciating what's around me and appreciating my flat or my friends, my health, my body, but really appreciating Gabriella. And when I do that, then things just shift. Things are flowing to me, and I'm attracting things just by appreciating me. And I can say, I love myself like Rune.
Can you say it in German? Ich liebe
mich. Ich liebe mich.
In Dutch it would say, ik hou van mezelf. Okay.
And what I love is I love the bonus classes, and every time I learn so much, because you're interviewing the masters in their fields, whether it's releasing, whether it is EFT, doesn't matter. Boyan and Nicole, amazing, and because of that, I got to do the Theta Healing course, and I have changed so much being in the appreciation game, and I'm eternally grateful to both of you. And on Thursday evenings, when you have the introduction, what's happening in the coming week, I always go for a walk along the Thames, and I always am uplifted, smiling and happy, just walking along and hearing both of you. The energy is just incredible. And on Sunday, last Sunday, when you were having a chat with this Hogarth, Ellen, you and Hogarth, the energy was so tangible. The vibration was so high. And I was thinking, yeah, and I shifted just because of your conversation you were having, and it was when you say, what was the shift? I think the shift was into hopefulness, but then because there's so much good out there, it's not just astrology doesn't have to be bad. There were so many good things, and that's what I've learned. And the future is bright because we are creating it, and with the appreciation game you have the best tools to create your future. That is just, it's so fast. Your program, your game is not a game, but it is a game because it's so fun, but it's much, much more than just a game. And yeah, so I highly, highly recommend, join us. It's a family. And I love you, Angelique, and I love you, Ellen. And you did not pay me.
No, we don't pay anybody.
No, I know.
People pay us.
But but I do love you and all the players, and making friends, and it's becoming such a lovely, it's my tribe and my family. And being self-employed is just so wonderful to be in a community of like-minded people who speak my language, because not many people speak my language, and that's what I love. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Gabriela. And it's so much fun to hear her say that our conversation about transformation or dying was actually very uplifting for her, because I thought I was going through a lot of dark shit. But, so some people, when you really get it, that this transformation that we're in collectively, that you can approach it from the catastrophic way of thinking, or the doom and gloom worst case scenario thinking, or you can say, you know what, we'll have to shed a lot of things that we don't even want to hold on to. It's good to shed these things, and it's going to be painful and it's not nice, but when you shed it, you become more compassionate, you become more loving, forgiving. You're going to love people that you thought you hated. You're going to thank people. You're going to bless people that you thought abandoned you. And that's all that's happening in our game. And because we really, really work with the teachings of the best teachers, Ellen and I are not teaching things that we thought about. We just compile stuff that we love and that comes to us. So that's all we do. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Gabriela. Just looking if there's anybody else that would like to share something. Otherwise, we're going to go into the next game. We're going to talk about so basically, Entrained into All Possibilities is the new game. And entrainment is actually a very, very specific, a specific concept. And you can actually Google it. It's something that has to do with a very dominant frequency. And when you become a vibrational match to it, you start to resonate to it, and you start to receive guidance, and you start to embody it. And so in the book, The Akashic Records Made Easy, that we're reading right now, there's actually a chapter where all the big, where there's a lot of examples of people who are entrepreneurs, inventors, mainly inventors and entrepreneurs and creative people who have entrained themselves to the Akashic Records and to the things that they love. And when you are entrained into the things that you love, for instance, a new invention or a new solution, you're going to receive the download. So this is what we're teaching you to do in the appreciation game, is to entrain yourself into what you want to create and to really literally download, become a vibrational match and download the solutions, the next logical step, the next inspired action for you to actually embody it and to have it come into your life through very fun experiences. So basically, the Science of Getting Rich, Chapter 4, we're going to study it for a whole month. We have a video that's available on YouTube. The thing is, listening to it once is not enough. You have to listen to it for 28 days, and you decide how you're going to do it. Maybe we'll have it transcribed. I don't know. It's actually listening to Michael Bernard Beckwith, Bob Proctor, and Jack Canfield is amazing. They have just such amazing energies. But that chapter is really about thinking independent of circumstances. And I would say being, the ways of your being, your state of being should be independent of circumstances. So they say it as to think what you want to think is to think truth regardless of appearances. And what is truth and what is appearances? And that is what we're going to teach you. That is what we're going to work with for 28 days. So if you are somebody who is fixated on truth, reality, your bank account, your relationship status, your husband that you think is the problem, your boss that you think is the problem, the economy that you think is the problem, think again, because then you are mistaking the appearances for truth, and truth is something completely different. So we want to contrast it. We want to supplement it with the teachings of Abraham Hicks. And yeah, Alan, could you share with us some of the quotes that I found that are very in our face about what we think is appearance and what actually reality is?
The vortex is a reality, even though it hasn't manifested. It is a reality. And this vortex reality is a precursor for all manifestation.
So what we think is truth is actually is manifested reality, but it's an appearance, because if you think of the field as a sea of infinite possibilities, yeah, every possible outcome is possible from now on, from the moment of choice onwards, and all our powers in the now. The problem is that we're always dictated by what was already manifested for all of these years, and we think that that is reality. We become grounded, we become logical and reasonable. The problem is that when you want to outgrow painful things, like you're not getting success in your business, you are feeling stuck, you are playing a victim in your relationships, you keep attracting certain types of clients, whatever it is, you actually are going to let reality, what you think is reality, which is just one quantum potentials of all the millions of quantum potentials, you're letting one specific quantum potential dictate and train you into limitation. And so what they are referring to as appearance is just the knowledge that actually, from a bigger perspective, from a bigger, higher level of consciousness, this specific appearance is just one quantum potential. And the more you focus on that one quantum potential, the more you're going to create it. But actually, as we know from the teachings of Abraham Hicks, there's millions of potentials, and actually there is a potential where the best case scenario has unfolded already. But to go there, we need to become it. We need to embody it. We need to become a vibrational match to it. We need to entrain our ways of being and thinking and speaking and dreaming and daydreaming and downloading to it. And that's what we're going to practice for 28 days.
We're asking something pretty significant from all of you. We're asking you to ignore the reality that has your undivided attention and to pay attention to emotion just for a little while, because we know when you do it, reality will flip. You create your own reality. Reality is just a figment of your imagination. Law of attraction will bring you evidence of everything you believe. A belief is just a steady, chronic transmission of vibration.
And so what we do in the appreciation game, we help you break your beliefs by giving you new teachings every day. And if needed, we'll give you one teaching for 28 days. And then we add like one video a day so that you get like, you create new neural networks day by day by day while you're doing the appreciation game, so that after 28 days, you'll be like, you know what, I'm not going there anymore. I just am not going there. I've seen too many players manifest crazy things. You know, I've seen too many people have their husbands change or their boss change, or, you know, their parents change because they change. So if they can do it, I can do it.
Never, ever, ever, ever face reality unless it's pleasing to you, because whatever you're facing, you will only get more of the same. Spend more time focused upon your dream than upon the reality. The reality gives birth to the dream, but the dream is where you are wanting to put your attention. Many want to point out reality to you. They say, face the facts, look at what is. And we say, if you're only able to see what is, by law of attraction, you'll only create more of what is. You must put your thought beyond what is in order to attract something different or more.
So this is really one of the best teachings of the Science of Getting Rich. And this is about the slap in our face, which is we think we're thinking, but this is the hard truth, people. Those of you who are in our game or who are in any other mind expanding endeavorment, you know that this is true. There is no labor from which most people shrink as they do from that of sustained and consecutive thought. It is the hardest work in the world, meaning focus. This is especially true when truth is contrary to appearances, meaning truth is not appearances. This is the big teaching. What you see is reality, is just one quantum potentials. There might be many, many parallel realities happening at the same time where your husband is not an asshole. It's you are a victim. That's why he's showing up as an asshole, right? Or your clients want to work with you, but because you don't feel worthy, your clients feel that in this parallel reality, I don't really feel I want to do business with this person because they're not confident in themselves. So imagine that there's many, many things happening where, you know, in another reality, you are the placebo, but in this reality, you are the nocebo. Yeah, you're creating the illness because of all the stress that you're hanging on to in your life. And so really, you know, with all the tools and all the interviews that we've given you, fast the EFT, you know, how do we create illness? You know, release technique, how do we create money? How do we create other people? How do we get rid of smoking in one afternoon? I mean, what is reality? Reality is how we actually focus. And this is the thing, every appearance, so every quantum potential that you created, which you think is a fact, which you think is a fixed reality, every appearance in the visible world we think is visible, that we think that means it's real. But every appearance in the visible world tends to produce a corresponding form in the mind which observes it. And this can only be prevented, and that's what we do here, by holding the thought of the truth. So we're going to really delve into what is truth. And those of you who know that I downloaded John Randolph Price really talks about the truth. And, you know, Joseph Murphy, some of these big teachers, they really talk about what is truth. And the truth is that we are infinite beings. We came here to create. We did not come here to regurgitate. So for instance, let's say we have a disease. To look upon the appearance of disease will produce the form of disease in your own mind and ultimately in your body, unless you hold the thought of the truth, which is that there is no disease. It is only an appearance and the reality is health. You know, when you read this for the first time and you don't have this background in studying the big teachers, you're going to think, what the F are they talking about? But those of you who've seen all the so-called healing miracles in the Dr. Joe community, or, you know, what's going on with the Fast the EFT people, you know, some people who are doing really, you know, a lot of different transformational work, EFT, emotion code, Ho'oponopono, you know, we know that reality is malleable. We're working with quantum potentials. We shift ourselves and reality shifts. So that is in a nutshell what we're going to do in a 28-day game. So we have a lot of different testimonials here. So this is another one. Victoria's here. So I'm going to, Ellen, would you be able to read out the testimonial of Victoria, because I really like this one.
Victoria says, my biggest shift was realizing how I was feeling throughout my days. Victimization, negativity. I was hooked into the 7 toxic ways of thinking and being. It was shocking. Now I've moved into being the creator of my life and taking full responsibility for what I'm creating. I'm so grateful for every single day of teachings during the appreciation game, especially now. With what's happening in the world, with so much negativity and fear that surround us, it could have been a completely different story. This team gave me so much support, knowledge on how to stay strong and not allow any catastrophic thinking to enter my life. All the bonus classes, constellations, and our daily homework has been exactly what I needed. Thank you so much for... Oh, moet jij eens niet bewegen, dan stopt het. Even een momentje. Yeah. Thank you so much for this priceless gift during the most uncertain time in our lives. I was acting like Dutch is a secret language or something.
Yeah, we have a lot of beautiful, beautiful testimonies of beautiful players. We want to thank you all for your testimonials, but we want to respect our time as well. So we want to go to actually really, what will we expect? Basically we're starting Thursday again with a new game, and the price is this amazing offer, 111 euros per month, including VAT. It's a subscription, so it just renewed every month. And this is the new link, theappreciationgame.com/monthly-membership.
Can you make it bigger, Angelique?
Sorry, make it bigger? Okay.
Yeah, it's a little small.
Yeah.
Yeah, for us, the number 111 just feels really good. We were charging a lot more before, so we decided to make it a recurring monthly membership at this beautiful price. So it's including the VAT, because we don't want you to have any other surprises when you get to the checkout. So I'll add the link to this.
So, and when you are a new player and you sign up before Thursday night, you get one book of the 1 month of the movie club for free, the study club. And we just want to show the study club. Where is it? Yeah, so basically our study club is another part of the game where we just study the law of vibration. And the law of vibration study club this month is talking about the Akashic records. And we have all these key concepts that we discuss. And so we started this last week with Akashic records and intentions. So we have a recording of that, and we have some meditations that we recorded. So people were talking about their intentions, they were sharing their intentions. And so we're going to just study the book. And the thing is, what would you say is the difference between a normal book club and our study club, Alan?
Taking the time to read it. So we set the amount of chapters to read each week. So the first week is 2 chapters. And being able to talk about it throughout this month, rather than having normal book club is usually once a month, and then you meet once and then you talk about the book that you already read prior. But usually what ends up happening, I've never actually been in a book club for real, I don't think, but you sort of end up like reading the book super fast in one go. And then at the end you're like, okay, a speed read, and then you're like, this is what I read, but you don't really grasp the concept. So what we want, because that's also what the appreciation game is all about, is becoming the new person and becoming all these teachings that you learn. So rather than reading a book and talking about it, you're actually implementing it by actually thinking about it and writing about it and conversing about it with your with other people in the group. So it actually becomes more powerful, because it's way more powerful to read one book really well than to read 100 books just kind of meh. So
yeah. And also the books that we're going to study, they actually are very helpful, because when you actually understand the Akashic records, there are lots of people who use the Akashic records to make big life-changing decisions. So in one of the chapters, we were talking about a woman who was she was reading the Akashic records about an up-and-coming job interview. And then she realized that the presentation, I believe, that she made, or the clothes that she was going to wear, and her mindset made her create a reality where she didn't get the job. And actually then she shifted herself, and then she created having the job, So this is, and you could do this for relationships. You could do this for, where am I going to move move to? Am I going to do business with this person? And, you know, so, and we actually even, Ellen and I attracted through Daniel, our friend, an entrepreneur who's using the Akashic Records to make business, big business decisions. So, you know, we want to interview her for our study club. And we're going to also watch videos and movies together in the study club. And the study club is a crazy amount of 22 euros per month, because we really want this to be a big community with people who are not even thinking about the price. There's just so much benefit, and this club is not about accountability. So this club is very different, but it's nevertheless, it's going to be fun to be in it.
And I also want to add, the kickoff call is on Thursday at 8 p.m. So if you sign up before then you get that 1 month of the study club for free, the first month.
Yeah,
because you can sign up to the appreciation game at any time, but yeah, that's kind of the deadline to receive that, because then you're in the kickoff of the first month.
Yeah, and it's 8 p.m. CET, so 7 p.m. UK time. And yeah, and depending on my schedule, I want to run the book club either on Friday morning or Friday evening. So because, you know, it's sometimes some people show up on Friday because they can't, but they're very often at work. And so I might alternate between in the evenings and in the mornings. So, and this Friday I have time, so I might run it in the evening. So maybe more people can show up because we're going to go into deeper parts of the book, chapter 3 and 4 next week. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. We love presenting, you know, the new testimonials to you. And, you know, it's so beautiful to see all of you shift. You know, you are our biggest inspiration. But I know for certain that, you know, the new game is going to be mind blowing, because I think one of the biggest habits that we all have is to face reality and to believe that the quantum potential of reality is what is it, sentenced. It's like the prison, you know. We keep on fixating on it. And I've heard Abraham say it so often. And actually, because I was in such a big, huge transformation, letting go of a lot of like old habits and a lot of debilitating trance states that I was in, I had to force myself to think like this guy here, think like this girl here, you know. And I really couldn't stay here. And I had to tell myself, Angelique, you are in a trance, in this appearance of reality. The reality is this part of you knows what reality is, and you're going to train yourself to live in this body and to live it before it shows up. And I've been doing this, and I can tell you the rewards are so enormous, and I cannot imagine what will happen to us as a community once we start understanding, studying the teachings about what is truth, what is appearance, and what is the vortex, and who are we really, and how can we welcome more and more of the truth into our lives and into our being so that we can impact the world. So
can I just give as a last little thingy, the definition of entrain? So it's to draw along with or after oneself. I really like that, because you're being dragged along by your future self.
wow.
And to incorporate into concrete.
Wow, where did you find that?
On the Merriam-Webster dictionary.
Oh, wow. So yeah, I knew about entrainment, but I was inspired again because of the book The Akashic Records Made Easy. And so those of you who are not in the Law of Vibration Study Club community, please ask us to let you in so that you can try it out and then see whether you like it. And yeah, we look forward to all your amazing manifestations. And Ellen and I still have to download the 28 days. But yeah, but it's going to be fun, because this is a work of love that we do. And we want to thank you all for being here, for listening again and again to us. I want to thank you for all the love you're sending us.
And all the love. Yeah, thank you for all the love.
All the love.
So much love, and we love you the same.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. To Venus and back, daughter would say.
Yes. So thank you so much again. And it's bedtime for most of us. And we'll see you Thursday evening, most of you. And for sure, maybe Thursday morning, if I feel inspired, I might get an interactive workshop. But I don't know. I really, I allow the downloads to come to me. I cannot make decisions right now. Okay, Ellen and I tomorrow are going to be on the beach, so we might create some new videos with the tissue and the flamingo on the beach. So that will be fun. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you again. Lots of love, everybody, and thank you for your testimonials. We're so grateful.
Yeah.
So grateful for all of you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Good night, everyone.
Good night.